Looks good.
Stage is yours. Thank you.
Thank you. So, welcome to SwiNOG at this late morning. It will be the last talk before lunch from my side. It will last around 25 minutes. I will cover the next two sessions. I put them actually in one slot. And basically, I will start with why SwissIX matters today. Personally, I think it matters more than ever because SwissIX provides a relevant internet infrastructure in Switzerland. In the meantime, exchanging more than 1 terabit of traffic during peak hours. We connect a little bit more than 240 peers at, in the meantime, 8 POPs in Switzerland. And SwissIX ports are as well available at many more sites through resellers in Switzerland. So basically, we aim to keep local traffic local. And at the end of the day, peering is quite invisible until it breaks. And we definitely work for that. That never happens by building redundant and highly available infrastructures. A bit about the relation of SwissIX and SwiNOG. Basically, we're two independent associations, but we share some same goals. Both associations work for a neutral, performant, and reliable internet in Switzerland. And as you already heard, at this SwiNOG, we have 180 participants, and I had a look at the participant list and basically saw that almost half of the participants here in the room are actually peering at SwissIX, either as an individual member at SwissIX or as an employee of a corporation that peers at SwissIX. So thank you for that. So we have a lot of ambassadors here in the room. If just each of you talks to one of the peers, which is currently not at SwissIX, we could get full coverage at SwissIX, which would be very nice. So basically, the internet never forgets. This is a quite historic slide. Thanks to the archive of SwiNOG, reconstructing the history of SwissIX was not that hard because you find each and every slide of every SwiNOG meeting still on the SwiNOG webpage. And what I did is I browsed a bit through these files. They are available as PDF, some even as PowerPoint. And by the way, even if these slides are 20 years old, you can still open them in the current PowerPoint version. So be cautious, because what happens on the Gurten doesn't necessarily stay on the Gurten. It's all well documented. So now to the history of SwissIX. SwissIX is mentioned at the very first SwiNOG number 1, which happened in October 2000. There was a guy, Wouter van Holten, I hope I pronounced the name correctly, from Interaction that proposed building an internet exchange. You see in the middle graph, you see some interesting figures. It's maybe a little bit small, but I can tell you that at that time, at the year 2000, ISP, the CERN Internet Exchange in Geneva, had about roughly half of the members of DKIX. So the numbers changed a bit in the meantime, but that was at the year 2000. So finally, the official SwissIX birthday is March 9th, 2001. That was the first time the articles were recorded in the Handelsregister. And we initially had one single POP at Interaction in Zurich, which is today Digital Realty, as you probably know. Digital Realty covered the legal costs for founding. They sponsored hardware, rack space, electricity, and hosted for a long time as well the official address of the SwissIX Association. So what I want to point out is without that help at the start, SwissIX would probably not exist or exist in a different way today. SwissIX has an archive as well, and I digged a bit into that archive to see what was the general spirit when SwissIX was founded. You see on the right-hand side, you see an extract from the report of the president at that time, and on the left-hand side, you see a graph. Actually, it's not a traffic graph. Does anyone have a clue what that graph could show? Your wild guesses? No guesses. It's actually, yeah, I heard it, it's the NASDAQ Composite Index. So the spirit of 2000, 2001 was the only way is up. Yeah, NASDAQ Composite was going up a lot. And also in that spirit, SwissIX was founded. And you see here on the first page, it's talking about a very promising start, and I will just read what is written there in English. Despite a few administrative hurdles, the development of the association progressed rapidly. In autumn 2001, an initial exchange switch provided from Interaction and configured by Matthias Kramer was put into operation, and we were ready for a significant amount of peering. So that was the first half of the report. On the second half of that same report, you see on the left-hand side again the NASDAQ Composite Index, here now from 2000 to 2002. The index lost 83% of its value in 2 years. So that was the burst of the dot-com bubble. So the second part in the same report reads then the crisis. It is well known that at the same time the telecommunications industry and particularly the internet industry fell into a major crisis, known as the bursting of the internet bubble. Many member companies withdrew from business, or at least from Switzerland, which led to numerous leaves at SwissIX, even from the president itself. Long story short, by the end of 2001, no more activities of the association could be observed, and SwissIX was, in a sense, in a coma. So that was the spirit of 2002, only 1 year after the foundation. So that also explains that SwissIX is mentioned in the slides of SwiNOG number 1, and then the next time it is mentioned is at SwiNOG number 8, 4 years later, March 24th, of 2004. And it is also mentioned that there was a sleeping beauty. So in these years, not a lot really happened. And then starting from 2004, SwissIX picked up speed. And in order to keep the timeline, I will now fast forward from 2004 to 2026 today. Actually, a lot happened and a lot of change. We had many volunteer board members and presidents that came and went over the years. I can't name all of them for the sake of time. New SwissIX POPs were established and some also, again, dismantled, and also our platforms were installed and dismantled during their lifetime. But there was a lot of change, but there was also a lot of things which were continuous, like the engagement of many, many hours from volunteers. Many of them are also here in the room, and I think it's worth a little applause for all of them. Even if you yourself, you worked for SwissIX as well, you are also, applaud for yourself, please. So basically, the continuous thing was we had a constant growth in number of peers, and we went from megabits to gigabits and finally terabits. And SwissIX was always sticking to what really matters, peering and the community behind it. What constantly happened is as well that there was a shift from board volunteer work to employees and contractors for operational tasks. So today we are at the stage where the board is relieved from operational tasks and really can care about strategic future of SwissIX. What are the internet exchange industry trends that we see today? We see that the bandwidth growth tends to slow down a bit, at least for the big internet exchanges in saturated markets. SwissIX still grows, but also we see there that it is slowing down a bit, especially as we see the big flows tend more and more to go to PNIs, which we think as well makes a lot of sense. There is only the thing that there are very different views when it makes sense to establish PNIs. Cross connects are, from our view, quite a hot topic in many ways. It starts with provisioning issues that, it has a bit a thing that in every data center it works a little bit different. The details of implementation are different, and even more if you want to have a single fiber for using it with BD transceivers, it can cause some issues. And then on the commercial side, we have some charge OTC only, others charge MRC only, and others charge OTC and MRC. And the level of the charge also varies a lot, and this sometimes causes a bit of hassle. We also see from some players rising expectation to get free ports at internet exchanges. Our position there as SwissIX is that we reject to do this, even if it costs us traffic in that sense. And we do it for the sake of being consistent and also being non-discriminatory, very difficult word, to all participants, so treating everyone the same. Last but not least, we see as well that internet exchanges are still quite different in terms of the services they offer, also the pricing schemes they have, and we also understand for the bigger international players this is quite difficult, as dealing with internet exchanges varies a lot on the different exchanges. So if we look at ourselves and we want to benchmark ourselves as well, we compare ourselves to internet exchanges in similar markets, and I listed them here just for you as a reference that you know how we look at ourselves. And we think these internet exchanges are similar to SwissIX because they are in a similar league in terms of peers and traffic, and they also have a similar market environment, because it does not make sense to compare us to internet exchanges in the FLAP region. So, talking about SwissIX setup today, I think we have quite a highly efficient organizational setup, which still consists of 5 experienced board members, which are still volunteers. They do a lot of work for free. We have that one FTE acting as peering development manager, so actually that's me. And I'm backed up on a mandate basis by contractors, and we have outsourced operations and provisioning of our platform. What is the benefit of this particular setup? This is even more if you look at the internet exchanges I just mentioned before. These are the ones where I compare ourselves to. And I think the beauty of our solution is we have a 24/7 monitoring and support available, but with a local flavored interface, again me. And we have a strategy which is backed by many years of experience from our board. And last but not least, we have clean and defined interfaces towards the peers, but as well also to our outsourcing provider, because we just need that to do the provisioning. So in the end, I tend to say we're a lean and efficient organization. So basically that was the first part. Now about the update of SwissIX in general. What happened at SwissIX since SwiNOG 40? SwiNOG 40 was in June last year. If you were at the last SwiNOG, you know I had that T-shirt with 73 on it. That referred to the ranking in the terabit club, so we missed that one a little bit. We're now member number 77, but we did it. We finally hit the terabit mark. And you see, very similar to NASDAQ 2000, we project it will always go up. The reality we will see. What other achievements did we have since SwiNOG 40? We finally have a POP in Geneva. When going through the slides of the SwiNOGs, I saw, I think the first time it was mentioned, it was around 2006, so it was a 20-year project somehow, but now we have that POP in Geneva. We upgraded our backbone to 400 gigabit in the meantime, means we have more capacity, and we did a step to eliminate the Groove platform soon, which is soon end of life. 400 gig ports are as well available with immediate effect for peering. So we have them at Colo Zürich, Digital Realty, and Equinix. Probably the ones of you that are peering at SwissIX got some notifications of maintenance windows. These were actually to do these upgrades. Majority of the work is then done by the end of this week. And last but not least, we secured space for expansion at Equinix Zurich 4. That way, we secured the neighboring rack for future use. Here is a short overview of the network topology that we currently have. In the middle, you see the 400 gig enabled sites, 3 sites. Digital Realty, in the center of it, there are currently two edges. There will be a final migration phase in June that we will have only one edge there of the new generation, which is also 400 gig capable. What you don't see on this graph, even if you have very good eyes, you will not see the POP in Geneva, simply because it's not on the diagram. And the reason for it is the POP in Geneva is handled as a reseller ports, which are actually long-lined to Geneva. But the thing is there, we can offer you the same services with one exception. Reseller ports are not in Geneva. Everything else, so 1 gig, 10 gig, 100 gig ports are available in all flavors. And we can also offer science services in Geneva. And midterm, it is planned that the site will be upgraded to a full POP, so it will get the same Nokia equipment as we have in Colomberne, at Green in Lupfig, and also in Basel. That will happen as soon as we have a few peers there. What comes next from SwissIX? For sure, we would like to see more peerings. We would like to achieve this through more communication, more resellers, more community events, and returning value to the community. What do we mean with that? More communication. Maybe you noticed it. There is in the news section on the SwissIX website, there is new latest changes of peers tab. And actually, it's here just a screenshot. There we will always communicate if peers are upgrading or if we have new peers. This is currently a manually updated list every few weeks. There will be soon an automated version, more techy, less logos, text only. You can subscribe to that mailing list, and then you will get the automated updates directly from the provisioning. So as soon as a port is provisioned, the email will go out. So this is what we do in terms of communication. More resellers. we already had for years IPMax as a reseller. We acquired now some more resellers beside IPMax. That's at the moment North Sea, Total Optical Networks, and Russmedia or High Speed in Vorarlberg. No clue how to say it in English, but they are in that region in Austria at home. And they are all SwissIX resellers, and there will be more to come. So each of these resellers brings new locations where he has his presence and where you can therefore easily connect to SwissIX. And our website will be soon updated to reflect as well all the sites where you can connect through resellers. Then more community events. Maybe you saw it, we had that first peering evening that was organized end of February. The aim of this event was to make existing corporate network professionals peering aware, to facilitate social networking between professionals and newbies. So people here from SwiNOG would as well be very welcome at these events to give some insights as professionals to the newbies. And also we want to give something back to the community in the form of education. There will always be a presentation with educational purpose, and also the possibility to network in a nice environment. But it's definitely, the events are thought for technical persons and not account managers. But there will always be some around. That's a learning, but that's fine as well. We plan to do more events around Switzerland in different locations, always following the same concept. You see on the right side the typical event agenda. Sorry, need to scroll here a bit, then I can read my notes. Yeah, so you see the agenda, and we basically aim for roughly 50 people at such an event. And because we think 50 people is still small enough to also have some interaction during the presentation part. And if you are interested to join such an event, please follow us, follow SwissIX on LinkedIn to make sure you get the announcement. Typically, we will communicate through LinkedIn, our website, and partially as well through SwiNOG channels like the Telegram group or their mailing list. Yeah. Then regarding returning value to the community, we will reconsider our pricing for 100 gig ports. That will be reflected on the invoice for the second half year 2026. And although we are financially doing well, please keep in mind SwissIX is still heavily depending on sponsoring. So our financial situation would look very different if we don't get some things sponsored. And also we need to consider that the cost for infrastructure renewals rises with the more POPs we have, and also the increasing number of ports, and also the increasing bandwidth and new generations of ports like the 400 gig ports that we implemented now. What I can say already now, as we want to do a promotion for the 25 years of SwissIX existence, is that this year you will get upgrades for free. So if you upgrade from a 10 gig port to a 100 gig port, for the rest of the year you still pay the 10 gig, but you will have the 100 gig ports. And there is also no more OTCs for new ports, at least not if the port size is bigger than 1 gig. What will not change? SwissIX is here for the Swiss networking community. SwissIX stays neutral in terms of carrier, in terms of data centers. We want to be simple and approachable and driven by the community. So if you have any input which is relevant for us, like for example an ASN you would like to see at SwissIX, please tell me. If you have any product feature requests or whatever you would like from us, please talk to me. My contact is listed there, and you also have the link to LinkedIn if you're fast enough. There it is. So, last but not least, the SwissIX General Assembly will be held June the 10th. It's a Thursday at 2:30 p.m. at Digital Realty in Glattbruck. I mean, that makes a lot of sense for our 25th anniversary, because this is actually the kind of birthplace of SwissIX. Members will get the invitation within the next days, and yeah, we would be very happy to see many members there, and yeah, we will have some special guests because of the 25th anniversary. More I can currently not say. Just a little wrap-up, key takeaways. SwissIX is healthy and growing in its 25th year of existence. SwiNOG, SwissIX, and GNUG are talking together and streamlining their event activities in order to fulfill the needs of the community in the best way possible. And we're as well prepared for future growth. We have now a lot of capacity with our new 400 gig ports. We also have 100 gig ports. We have increased backbone capacity, new POPs, and new locations from resellers. So yeah, there's a lot to provision now. And SwissIX is committed to serve the community. Please talk to us, and it's already blinking nervously here. I'm over time, obviously. Just a very last slide. Really, thanks to our sponsors and also all of our peers. Without you, SwissIX would not be possible to run in the way we do it today. If you have any questions, I'm here, and also Arnold Nipper from our board is here, and we're happy to answer questions now if there is still time, or during the lunch, or whenever. I'm here the whole day. Thank you.
I think we have. I think we have time for a couple of quick questions.
Just a short note, your next meeting, the 10th of June, is not a Thursday, it's a Wednesday.
Is
I
it?
just saw it on the slide, and yeah,
Okay.
I don't know when your meeting happen. Just an information.
Wir haben den 10. fixiert.
It's next year.
Maybe they were looking at 2027.
Yeah, I see it's a Wednesday. Yeah, I'm sorry, it's Wednesday, not Thursday, but it's the 10th. Thank you for that correction.
Any other comments or questions?
Or corrections.
Or corrections? Or comments? Well, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no one is talking, so I need to do it. Will from IX. I'm really happy that that SwissIX reaches Geneva. That's really cool. And we, as like peers to the SwissIX outreach, we are also really happy to be part of that great community. And I think that's also the guy from RheintalIX there. And so that's really cool. Keep it up, guys.
Thank you as well, and it's also great to have you guys on board from Romandix and RheintalIX. Makes a lot of fun with you. Thanks.
Okay, then thank you very much.
Thank you.
And next we have an hour and a